So what was a trip that was intended for me to experience the 717 for a first and final time ended up becoming a trip where I was stuck in Launceston for a day.
That Qantas has put me up in.
Hi, my name's Marin, and this is the first trip report on my channel, where today we're going to be flying from Melbourne to Launceston on one of Qantas's Boeing 717s. We're here at Terminal 1, which is Qantas's domestic terminal. I've already checked in on my phone, so we're going to head through security. And while we're waiting to board, I'm going to spend some time looking at planes. I also got ample time to look at the A220, the 717 successor. I'm going to be flying this aircraft down to Hobart in November. The flight we're catching today is QF1547, boarding from gate 28, which is down a set of stairs. It doesn't look like it on camera, but this place is actually really dark and not too pleasant to be waiting in, so I spent most of my time upstairs and went back downstairs at the last minute. And soon enough, it was time to board. The aircraft we're on today is Yankee Quebec Tango, which is in a two-class configuration of business class and economy class seats. The economy class seats have 30 to 31 inches of pitch and 17 inches of width. The seat back pocket comes with sick bags, the in-flight magazine, and the safety card. Now, a feature of the seat that I forgot to film was the tablet holder. When this cabin was originally refurbished in 2014, Qantas intended on providing an iPad mini behind every seat. This concept is very of its time, and they don't provide iPad minis anymore. But I'll quit yapping and show you the full departure from Melbourne on runway 27. The Boeing 717 is powered by two Rolls-Royce BR 715 engines. And I'm never going to hear that sound again. And it makes me so sad because they're really loud, but you feel like you're in a rocket ship, and it's amazing. So the cabin crew started snack service as normal. However, we did end up with a technical issue, so we had to divert back to Melbourne. They continued to do snack service though, and they were going through everyone really quickly, so much so that I decided not to get a snack on this flight. Anyway, here's the landing back into Melbourne on runway 27. Anyway, welcome back to Melbourne, I guess. The max altitude for that joyride was 15,000 feet. Now, because this is my first trip report, I completely forgot to film the wait in between equipment swaps, but I did film X-Ray 4 Alpha. The aircraft we were moved on to is November X-Ray Oscar, which is the last aircraft in the fleet to have an all-economy class layout of 125 seats. Editor Marin here. Yeah, she's gone, another one bites the dust, and a day after I flew as well. The seats are exactly the same, just a little older, and I don't have an Inflight magazine or a seat back pocket, and I'm also further forward from the engine than I was on the last plane. This time everything was going smoothly, and we were on our way to Launceston as planned. The cabin crew announced there wasn't going to be much of a snack service, just drinks, but they did end up handing out some soy rice crackers. Here's a 2-second clip because I was too anxious to film it. We hit a cruise altitude of 31,000 feet and soon enough Tasmania came into view. Here's the landing into Launceston on runway 14 right. So I was originally supposed to be taking the flight back QF1548, and getting back to airside in the terminal was very easy to do. However, it didn't matter because the flight got cancelled anyway.
So here we are. This is the room that Qantas has put me up in. We get a lovely little view of Launceston. So while I'm here, I just wanted to quickly do a rundown of what happened. So we land in Launceston, nothing's wrong. And of course, I'm just expecting to do a 50-minute turnaround. I'm not planning on staying in Launceston. This is literally a trip for me to satisfy all my 717 desires. So I was happy to just fly, go home. However, the flight got cancelled due to poor cabin air quality. So that's fine, whatever. I've been put in this hotel for the night. My new flight tomorrow is again QF1548.
I meant QF1548.
Hopefully, everything goes swimmingly. Nothing goes wrong. No cancellations, hopefully. Touch wood. And I'll be in Melbourne by tomorrow. I'm gonna go sleep in this guy.
So what happened instead was I got an email from Qantas saying that my flight had been rebooked and that QF1548 had been cancelled.
Alright, good morning from Launceston. So, when I went to bed last night, I got an email saying that I got rebooked onto a Jetstar flight, which is completely fine. What I think has happened is that, like, it looks like they've got, like, 3 aircraft based in Melbourne, and all of them have gone inop because there was a flight that was supposed to arrive and it never departed, it got cancelled. So I'm not surprised that I've been booked onto the Jetstar flight is what I'm trying to say, because I really didn't think that the flight that I got booked onto yesterday, QF1548, would actually depart. So cool. I get to experience a Jetstar A320, never done that. And I get to walk around Launceston a bit. There's an A320 up there. Hopefully I'm going to be on one of those. Yay!
So I went to a cafe and grabbed breakfast, and then I wandered around the city for the next few hours. After becoming so bored that I was watching cars on the road, I decided to head back to Launceston Airport to check in. The airside section of Launceston Airport is very quaint and modern, and it features a De Soto Mark II monoplane named Miss Flinders, which was put on display at Launceston in 2021. The terminal also has some lovely big windows that allows you to stare at the apron, so I grabbed a coffee, sat down, and waited for my plane to arrive. The plane that will be taking me home is Victor Quebec Golf, an 18-year-old A320. So because I was seated in 18F for this flight, I boarded from the back of the aircraft. The cabin is entirely economy class in a 3-3 configuration. And look at the state of this window. The seats are similar to Qantas economy class, although the pitch is 1 inch shorter at 29 inches. The seat width is the same though. It comes with a safety card, a menu, and some sick bags, as well as a tray table, and yet again, another broken seat back pocket. I don't know why I was so unlucky this flight. And before departure, let's have a quick look at the safety card. I'm going to shut up and leave you to it.
The A320 has 8 emergency exits, which we'll now show you. 2 at the front, 4 over the wing, and 2 at the back of the cabin. There is a life jacket located in a pouch under your seat. If it is required, remove the life jacket from pouch, place it over your head, pass the strap around your back, clip it at the front, and then pull on the loose strap to tighten. Only inflate your life jacket as you leave the aircraft.
A320 family is famous for its barking PTU. However, with the amount of times that I've flown on the A320 family, I've never heard a PTU this obnoxious. Because this is a Qantas recovery flight, we were getting complimentary snacks because they're so generous to us. However, I still wanted to have a look at the menu just to see what you could get if this were a normal Jetstar flight. And to be honest with you, for the amount of food that you can get, it is a little overpriced, and if I were doing an hour flight like this again with Jetstar, I wouldn't bother. But at least they have merch! And here we are climbing up to 30,000 feet, leaving Tasmania. The snack was banana bread with a choice of drink. I just got a water. And yes, while short people have the benefit of legroom, I'm too short to reach the air vents or reading lights without having to stand up. Suddenly though, I could see land, which means we were beginning our descent back into Melbourne. We're finally back in Melbourne. After the flight, I did take a quick trip up to the flight deck, and it was also incredibly awkward because he kept asking me if I was a pilot or wanted to be a pilot, and I kept saying no, which made me second guess my interest in the aviation industry as a whole. You love to see it. That 717 ferry flight that I briefly mentioned earlier arrived slightly later than we did, and here's a crappy clip of that. And that's all. Thank you all so much for joining me on my very first trip report, which ended up being one of the most hectic flights I've ever done. Honestly, I think this is a very unique situation in which, because the 717 fleet are being retired, it just had to happen that way, because there's 3 aircraft based in Sydney and then 3 in Melbourne, although that has definitely changed at the time that I'm recording this because November X-Ray Oscar has been retired. And yeah, my name's Merrin. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!